What's going on? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing on President's Day? Let's see here. All right, so today's topic is, can I file my marriage case while you have an immigration court date? The answer, the quick answer is absolutely yes, you can file the petition. Now, you might want to consider whether you file the 485 application or not. You certainly could file that, but depends on timing. Some most, at least in our experience, the past couple of years with prosecutorial discretion, most government attorneys don't care to see the 485. Plus, if you file the 485 application, USCIS might administratively close the case because they see that there's an immigration court case active. So it's generally better to just file only the petition. And in fact, this is a necessary because when you file a request to close your case out, can get it completely dismissed from court, in court we call removal proceedings, Department of Homeland Security attorneys, or amongst attorneys we call it Office of Chief Counsel, they really prefer to see a petition that has already been filed with USCIS. So if you're the reason I'm sharing these steps is because if you're one of those folks that tend to procrastinate or delay, you want to, number one, even if you have a lawyer, but if you have a lawyer, you can't depend on the lawyer only. You got to give the lawyer the documents, the evidence, the information so that their team can file the form for you and get, because you need that form and the receipt number, the receipt notice, so that we can provide it to the government attorney because they want proof of it. Proof is not only just like the mailing delivery confirmation. Preferably, us attorneys want to provide the receipt notice to the government attorneys. Now, it does not have to be approved because the approval processing time takes a long time. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, USCIS keeps claiming that, they don't have enough people working, whatnot. It's always unfortunately going to be an excuse by USCIS. So that's why it's better to work with a team like ours, where we file it within 30 days or 6 days or 90 days. It's very specific. We have 3 different service levels, but just want to give you an idea. So even if, we love to share knowledge here on Green Card Guys.tv, but if you, of course, want an attorney that's where you are, local to you, make sure to ask them, how soon can you file my case? Our team, we have metrics on it. We have goals. Sorry, still have a little cough. So anyway, we keep our team going, motivate them because we have certain goals and all that. Many law firms might not have that in their internally. So you might want to check with them to see how soon that they'll file your case. So it's very important. And of course, file it in advance before the actual immigration court case. Now, folks, you're welcome to drop a question in the comment section, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. Happy to answer any questions to the best of my ability while we're on live. And I see here that, it's President's Day. I know some of y'all don't have the luxury of having time off, so thanks for tuning in, even for just a couple minutes. So yeah, within a couple minutes. Hey, what's going on? Anna Lee, Queen Bean, Quee B. What's going on? All right, and let me know where y'all watching from. I'm always interested how far our social media channels have reached, I guess you could say, country-wise. What's going on, Mari VM? Nice to see you. Thanks so much for joining. So there's so much to talk about, but a lot of people have been thinking that we receive calls and people ask, can we even file the I-130? Because some people say, I read online that the government does scrutinize when there's a marriage that occurs during the case. There's a couple ways to look at it. In general, yes, if the marriage occurs legally during the immigration court case that's active, then yeah, there is a presumption that the marriage has been entered into for a sham marriage, a fake marriage. However, that doesn't mean that the judge is going to outright say no. They do allow opportunity to see evidence. Um, so that's very, very important. So don't, and the evidence is not only just the marriage certificate. It's more than that. The key item, the pro tip here, whether you hire a lawyer or not, is shared financial accounts. The government loves to see that. And even if you do have shared account, some of y'all have um, or even if you try to get a shared account, some of y'all get stopped because there's several banks out there that, and we'll create a list for y'all, but several banks out there that give undocumented or people who overstay their visa or enter without a visa a hard time. They'll ask for very specific documents. Um, but there are some banks, I believe Wells Fargo, that's pretty well. Wells Fargo, they're in the news a lot, but I guess I can understand why they allow it. Um, but yeah, if you look at Wells Fargo online, they've had to pay a hefty settlement fee because they love creating bank accounts and you didn't even know it. Hey, it's out there. I think it's okay for me to say that because there was a settlement on this issue. It's not speculation, but if at least you have a bank account with Wells Fargo during the time, they're not the only bank. Not the only bank that allows undocumented people from starting a bank account. But I want to keep that in mind. But worst case scenario, the point here is don't give up. Okay, just keep going. Go to another bank if you keep getting stopped. The other thing is that if you're not able to have a shared financial account, whether it's checking, savings, at the very least, try to designate your spouse as a POD. Okay. Essentially, a POD means that, if you were to pass away, then the money, that family member, your spouse, has access to that money. Okay. So you don't even need a will for that. But I also recommend, especially if you have difficulty trying to get a shared account, that a will is even more important. Okay. Oh, okay, Annalie, you're at work, so you're in and out. Oh, appreciate you stopping in when you can. If you're new to the channel, folks, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, where we help solve your immigration problem and maybe even prevent it from happening in the first place. So let's see here. Can I file the question of the day? Can I file my immigration case or marriage case while you have an immigration court date? And again, the answer is yes. Okay, I would hold off. Generally, I would hold off on filing the 485 application. But in case you're in an area or your case is in an area where the Office of Chief Counsel, which is the Department of Homeland Security attorneys, if they give you a hard time and they're like, well, I want to see proof of the 485 filing, then yes, file it. Make sure everything is correct. All the data in there is correct. All the answers are correct. You do not want to lie on the application, even if you think it's a white lie. Not worth it. Okay. You want to speak with an attorney if you are concerned about, for any reason, concerned about telling the truth. All right. Anna Lee, you asked, you filed for your husband over 10 years now, and you need big help getting his visa. He had approval 2 years, 2 approval letters. Okay. Not one, but 2 approval letters 10 years ago. Oh my goodness. Okay. What's going on? Let's see here. 2015 and again in 2018, but Ghana just refused him to give him his visa. Oh my goodness. I feel so sorry for you and your husband. Yeah, because it is difficult to overturn, especially when it's a consular process case, when the beneficiary loved one is outside the United States. If they do something called like 221G, administrative processing, then it's I wouldn't say it's easier, but it's more possible to overturn that situation to get it unstuck, to get it moving again, which in that situation means get the visa issued. So, Annalie, in this kind of situation, whether you want to try to do it yourself or again, an attorney, is that we do something called FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. You've already, unfortunately, waited so long already for 10 years in this process journey that, FOIA is a Freedom of Information Act. It is an opportunity, a pathway to get the documents or any possible notes that a consulate office relied on. Okay. And, maybe you can text us at the number you see above on the screen on YouTube to see, to let us know more information or, answer a couple questions, which reminds me, team, folks, um, is that if you have any questions that you just don't want to share online, but you want to chat further with us, well, we offer free 15 minutes. It's not automatic for everyone, unfortunately, just because we have a lot of requests. Um, but sometimes our cares team is able to share a free guide or something, point you in the right direction, at least in the meantime. And just want to be transparent. We love doing that with everyone. Is that if you want to speak with me directly, I'm not, my team told me that I have to charge money for my time, which I get it. I have to, because otherwise, if I don't, then everyone wants to chat with me. Completely understandable. But yeah, I want to make sure that you don't. I don't want you to. We feel bad when people assume that's going to be me on the consultation, but it's one of our legal dream team, as you can say, which they're absolutely qualified to help answer your question and point you in the right direction. But let's see here. So yeah, in your situation, Annalie, is that I recommend, FOIA, FOIA. It sounds like you have a smiley face over there on YouTube, so maybe you already have it because the State Department takes a long time. So if you're not filed it, you want to do it soon. I don't know if I can't recall if they changed the process, but at least with USCIS requesting FOIA, it's been a little bit easier per se that we can file it online, but it's still quite slow. So if you ask for the entire file, it's not, doesn't make it quicker. It actually makes it slower. So we ask for very specific documents and somehow it makes it faster. I don't know. You would think if we just put identification information, then it'd be easier. But the State Department is slow. All right, Annalie, happy to help. I appreciate it. So let's see here, folks. Let's see here. Wasim, you said that it looks like you're trying to request to come in, but I see your question. But one more thing about these people, for folks who are waiting outside America, don't give up. Okay, we've been representing, guiding people, many people who have been stuck, whether it's waiting for your interview, waiting for the actual visa issuance after the interview, or if it's a green card for the residency after the interview here in the United States. And it can be for a lot of different scenarios. It's not just for to become a citizen or get a green card. It's a lot of different ways. For example, we sued based on J1 waiver form 612, and it's possible. Okay, it's really pushing the government to take the next step. And the most common question people have is, will suing the government, okay, a specific agency, let's say USCIS or the State Department, but a lot of people think that suing the government is going to have a negative impact on your case. It does not. There's no correlation. Okay, if there was, then we wouldn't sue the government. All right, but you can legally sue the government based on what we call unreasonable delay. So let's say you just filed a petition I-130 and you call a lawyer and you're like, well, I heard about this thing called mandamus. John Ting talked about this. Every lawyer, including us, would tell you, well, when did you file? If it's only been a couple months, you can't file a lawsuit. The government lawyer will say, you should hold off. You should wait until later on. So every case is different. I can't say that waiting 12 months for every case type, it will give you the same, consideration of unreasonable delay. It just depends. All right. So yeah, just call in or answer a few questions on our form online, greencardguys.com. And actually, so we can help you take your case to the next level, okay, to the next step. Because I know a lot of y'all have been waiting patiently. All right. Let's see here. Wasim, you've asked a question. So moral story, don't wait, okay? I know a lot of people have been waiting. You think that the government is holding you back, but that's just don't let the government dictate your life, essentially. I think that seems to be a common thread during the pandemic or post-pandemic. All right, Wasim, can a green card holder spouse sponsor undocumented spouse? Yes. And when you say, when I think I associate undocumented, that means that the person possibly either overstayed their visa or entered America without a visa. So if you entered without a visa, then you need to apply for a waiver, 601A, family unity waiver. And I recommend you prepare it while your petition I-130 is in process. However, procedurally with the government, you cannot file the actual application of 601A until the petition I-130 has been approved. And of course, hopefully approved. So sharing that because some people we've heard file this waiver thinking that they could save some time because they've seen on the USCIS, they've seen our page talking about the waiver processing times being 30 plus months. It is ridiculous, but unfortunately can't file it sooner. Maybe you can get a receipt notice and you see on the paper that it's been received, but you're going to lose your money. Okay. And eventually USCIS will issue you probably a request for evidence and it'll say, where's your petition? What's going on with that? You would think they would change the process, okay, on that, which by the way, okay, folks, so by the way, if you have any questions, you're welcome to drop it in the comments section. I'll see if I can answer it for you. Let's see here. So, Annalie, I see your question. I'll get to that soon. But Wasim, the general answer is yes, it's possible. Candy, you have a question. Welcome to drop it in the comment, and I'll get to it soon. Jam Sufa, you're waiting for final decision as well. Okay, over 90 days. I'm assuming over 90 days since your interview. Let me know if that's correct and which consulate, which application. All right, that's always interesting for everyone in our Green Card Guys community to understand if they had to compare. But folks, on the Wasim, if you have a spouse who's a resident, or maybe you're asking for someone else, I don't know. I remember you've been one of the dedicated followers on our channel. I appreciate it. But if you're in a situation where you have a spouse and you've been married, let's say, several years, but you just been kind of tiptoeing around legal status, thinking about applying, and just not quite too sure. That is one of the reasons we offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion, strategy session, just so we can allay any concerns that you have and just walk you through the process, okay, the journey. I really think that compared to many other law firms, that we have a pretty good customer service. Sure, we're not perfect, but we really try our best. I train my team literally every day. And, if they join the show live, they'll probably tell you, yes, they'll probably confirm John does train us every day to do better, to always improve, to provide better customer service. So I share that with y'all because a lot of people call us and they say, hey, I've got a lawyer, but they don't call me back. And it's been, we asked, well, when did you call? Yesterday? Well, no, it's been like a month. Yeah, that's a problem. Some law firms are not organized. And even if they were organized, I don't think they prioritize very well. So what we've done at Ting Law Group is that we put out there on our website, we create a specific page just for clients that you can self-schedule an appointment. And our email, if you're a client, of course, you'll know our email. If for any reason we don't reply to you in 24 hours, we have a support page. And on that support page is a ticket. Think of it like a tech company. It's just another way to make sure we don't you don't fall in any gaps. All right. But for the most part, I think only a couple clients have used it because we respond timely. All right. And in our opinion, I think it's in 24 hours. Sometimes in 1 hour, but I can't promise that for everyone depending on the day. Anna Lee, if you're still on, yes, unreasonable delay, even though it is in Ghana's, in the consulate in U.S. consulate in Ghana. Um, yeah, it just depends on your situation if what the reason was for the visa refusal. So that's why we would have to investigate, or you would have to investigate why the hell they refused his visa. Um, of course, first thing that comes to our mind is just putting it out there. You don't have to answer it on the live show, but what they look at is maybe you filed for someone else before, or he's tried to file through someone else before, and maybe you don't know that. Maybe he's filed through someone else, and that was a sham marriage and all that. Um, yeah, you want to check. I wouldn't accuse your spouse yet. Just ask, verify. Believe it or not, some people are willing to lie about white lies about things that are important. So, and lie to the US government. It's just not worth it. Again, only I'm not trying to speculate on your situation, just sharing for other people, because a lot of people, I mean, it's been 10 years for you, but a lot of people, spouses, US citizens or residents sponsor their spouse. And when we investigate, ask these questions, then more information comes out. And we're like, I wish this was, shared with you before. Hey, hey, Annalie. Yes, this is my YouTube channel. This is Green Card Guys TV. This is my channel. I am the host. My voice is just kind of cracking, so I apologize. And yes, my law firm too, Ting Law Group. Okay, onto Instagram. What's up, Abraham? Congratulations to Abraham. He just got his case approved. And it was great news, but of course, attorney-client confidential. I can't share that much information, but it's great news. Congratulations if you're still on. Well, see, yeah, it'd be great to chat with you. It's been a while, sir. And you can go to our website, also greencardguys.com, to answer just a couple questions on the click on take a quiz, and you can go right there. All right, Candy, you apply for citizenship. And I'm assuming you had a delay also. Is that what's going on? Sorry, I kind of like flickered for a second. I'm trying to scroll back up to see if you said anything else. Citizenship. Let's see. Well, how long have you been waiting since you filed it? We've had a lot of success stories with citizenship, in that we filed it. For example, Dallas and Houston, after you filed it, the interview itself took about 1 to 2 months on average. This has been going on for at least the last year. So it's great news. Of course, can't promise for everyone. Who knows how USCIS does it? Let's see here. Okay, you're saying that Candy, you said they said you don't need biometric, but they have not updated me up until now. Oh, thanks so much, Annalie. Did you just send over $50? That is so nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we'll be definitely happy. It'll be a pleasure to chat with you, Annalie, during a consultation. Hopefully we have some spots available. I think we have some limited spots this week, but you've already waited 10 years. Let's get you on board so we can chat with you. And Annalie, if you're still on, please share. When you go to a website, click on Take Quiz. There is a little section on the bottom where you can upload some documents. So anything you can share documentation-wise, maybe an email from the consulate or something, save it as PDF and upload that. We're happy to take a look and save you as much time as possible. And since you're at work also, if you need like a 12 o'clock type appointment, let my team know, or I think we have a question on there, your availability. You say your husband was never married. Okay, you just asked him, probably, I'm assuming on WhatsApp or something. Your husband was never married. Sorry, Candy. I'll get back to you very soon. Trying to toggle back and forth on questions. Oh, over 10 years. You've been together over 10 years. More power to you. Long distance relationship is not easy. Congratulations on making it over 10. Um, okay, you're saying your husband was never married before and he doesn't have any children. All you know is that they thought that your marriage was not real. You're 7 years older than him. However, everything is okay except they are. I think you're trying to say something else. You're typing something else. Oh, okay. I see it now. Except they're asking for affidavit financial support, or you did have someone originally on the first filing. However, that person's not available anymore. So now they say you need a financial affidavit support. Okay. Okay. Well, it sounds like you and your husband's case is not completely denied in that formal sense. Even though they say visa refusal, sometimes they use that broadly, but you still need to give them some kind of documentation. So it sounds like you really may just need only sounds like you don't need to sue them right now or anything like that. So we can save you money on that part. But yeah, it sounds like you need a joint sponsor. Some people call it co-sponsor. That person needs to be a US citizen or a resident. So it's fairly flexible on that part of it. And Ellie, I'm not sure if you have children of your own, but I know you mentioned you're on the comments here that your husband doesn't have any children. But what they look at, if you have a joint sponsor, I'll see if we can drop this in the comment section. Let me see if I can find it. My link about joint sponsorship here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I just sent it to my team the other day. I thought I did. Okay. But yeah, you do need a joint sponsor. And essentially, to just recap it or go have a quick overview about affidavit sponsorship, is that you need to make sure that your joint sponsor, if you're able to get one to agree, is that the household size. The more people in the household, then the more income the person has to show. Okay. Um, so yeah, if you had a choice between two people, the less typically the less people in the household is the best. But if the person who has more family members, if they have more income and are willing to, of course, share that information with you, then that's fine too. All right. So in Italy, if you have a joint sponsor, it's not really like a combined situation where you still have to, where I'm assuming you already provided a signed form, but in Italy, it doesn't, like, let's say yours is, just make it up, like 50,000 and your joint sponsor is 50,000, is together is fine. It doesn't work that way. It's just really based on one person. Okay. So hopefully that helps. But household size of, let's see. Let me see if I can find that diagram. I'll drop it in the comment section so you can have access. And you probably already know about this page on the USCIS website, but just want to share it just in case. All right, Candy, in the meantime. Okay. Hi, Pella. Nice to see you. Okay, Anna Lee, I just put a link there, so hopefully it works. I'll take you to the page for the USCIS website about the 864P, and it shows you the chart based on household size. And because it be based on that, it'll show you the income, the minimum income that you or your joint sponsor needs to show. Which, by the way, since we're now into 2023, it does not matter how much income. I mean, yes, you have to provide the information of your income from last year, 2022, but it could have been zero. It could have been $10. And it doesn't matter. It's really based on your expected current income. All right. So hopefully it helps. So don't give up, even if your actual bank account doesn't have that specific amount. Let's say like 23,000. It does not require that you show that amount in your bank account. So I think a lot of people have this like myth or misconception about that. So hopefully that helps. Man, I did not expect to be on the show that long. Well, this is great. Love the questions. Keep it coming. All right, as long as my as long as my voice doesn't give out. Okay, Candy, you said, and they said they don't need any biometrics, but they have not updated you. Okay, well, how long ago have they updated you? You said over 2 months. Okay, show biometrics have been taken. So yeah, if you applied before for a different application or had your biometrics taken a previous occasion, it's a little strange, but because of the pandemic, they USCIS basically reuses your fingerprints. They really should reuse the fingerprints forever because unless you somehow change, I don't know, have a different hand, I guess, a robotic hand or something. I don't know. It's just kind of strange. I guess more of a precaution. I believe the fingerprints typically last 18 months, meaning the results. If you had you may know this already, but the purpose of doing the fingerprints, the biometrics, is to see if you have any criminal history. Okay. So you don't have any criminal history and they sent you that letter saying they're going to reuse the biometrics. I wouldn't worry about it. But the thing that is frustrating is that people might receive the case status online or see it online and see like, oh, in queue for interview. And you might think, oh, well, I was hoping it to be waived. That'd be great. But that doesn't mean that your interview would be actually like next month. So that can be a little bit misleading. But generally, even if your interview would be waived for a marriage case, for example, or maybe you're a parent filing for a child under 21, or vice versa, typically in those situations, your interview would be waived. You're welcome, Annalie. Happy to help. Point you in the right direction a little bit. Catching my breath here. Catching my breath. Just so much to share. Which, by the way, folks, if you enjoy the way we share content, if you don't mind, smash the hearts and the likes. And if I was able to answer your question or point you in the right direction, if you don't mind taking 30 seconds to a minute, go to reviewtinglaw.com. It greatly helps our team and boosts our motivation to keep going and fulfilling our mission to help people live and work in America legally. As you can imagine, it's not easy. There's a lot of lawyers out there, and we share information with amongst lawyers, especially our immigration bar association, because there's just a lot of people to help. So you might even if you get an answer that you don't like, could be what we call like bad news bears. Sometimes we have to tell people that you're not eligible, and we feel better telling you that and sharing with you why, and sharing what the USCIS website shows, so that for sure, because we feel bad if you spend like thousands of dollars and it turns out you're not actually eligible. And I know there's some people that like just want the answer yes, that you are eligible. But of course, no one wants to spend the money and go through the heartache if you're not actually eligible. So just be mindful of that. There are some nuanced cases, so it's not always like easy, like a calculator type situation for the answer. Candy, hopefully I answered your question. Oh, JM, you have a question. Okay, I see it now. Okay. What's up, Anu, on YouTube? Nice to see you. Annalie, take care. Have a good day at work. Appreciate you stopping in. Glad I was able to answer your question. And thank you so much, Annalie, for the $50. I don't know how that works. I think it does feed into my account. We'll see. So thank you so much. See you later, Annalie. Talk to you soon, okay? JM, on to you on Instagram. You and your wife and your 4-year-old baby are going for a visa interview. Oh, you have a 4-year-old? Congratulations. I have a 4-year-old also, and she's watching TV. So I got to wrap this up soon. Otherwise, I need to take her out to the park or something. The weather's not bad. Hopefully it's good in your neck of the woods. Hopefully the weather is good so you can take your kiddos out. You and your wife and your 4-year-old baby are going for a visa interview. You're here in the U.S. pending asylum case. Oh, your asylum case pending. Then what are they going for a visa interview for? Are they being sponsored by someone else, or maybe you mean that your asylum was approved and now you're ready to file the 485? If you don't mind specifying, can you write an affidavit for a child allowing her to travel? Or maybe you're just mentioning like a visitor visa interview. Um, yeah, people have asked us before about like writing letter for visitor visa. I hope it gets approved or issued. I'm assuming it's for visitor visa, but the likelihood, the chances are of that to be approved, honestly, is probably slim. Okay, because if they know that you're here in the United States, then the government officer, visa officer, is probably going to assume that your family is going to overstay their visa. So if they know that, yeah, and you can't lie that you're not in the United States. I don't know. I think on one of the last pages for the DS 160, it asks like who do you know in America or what family members are in America. So oh, she's coming to study. Okay, in Pennsylvania. F1. Okay, great. If it's F1, then that's even better. That's stronger in that sense. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. In that sense, I don't think a letter in general would help, but maybe letter specifically about ability to pay. So if it's about that, then that's better. Which, by the way, JM, if your since your spouse is coming here, and right now we're in basically about to hit tomorrow's like H1B season, temporary work visa. Make sure she starts looking for a sponsor for work. Okay, because if for some reason your own asylum case doesn't work out, at least maybe your wife can get a work sponsor. Okay, of course, it's to start to get experience. You don't want to wait until your her F1 visa is over. Okay, basically until she graduates. Don't wait that long. You got to get work experience in America, and of course, related to the degree. So hopefully that helps. I need to talk live about this specific topic because people tend to wait at the very last second, and then of course, if a company is interviewing you and they don't see an experience, like why would they pick you over someone else who does have experience, right? So you gotta have to consider that, even if it's an internship, something. Okay. All right, Jam. Hopefully that helps. But glad it's a F1 visa status. Okay, Pella, on to YouTube. Does one need to change their work permit and social security number after winning asylum, or should just be continue using the current work permit? I would just continue using the same one. Okay, continue using the same one. So SSA, Social Security Administration, not going to give you a hard time in terms of saying that you need to get a like completely new one. In fact, I don't know if they do give you a new one with the same number, but yeah, you can still use it. Imagine the headache. Imagine the headache that the government would have if they had to issue a new one for every single person. Yeah, that'd be nuts. But I completely understand the question, Pella. Um, just know that the U.S. government wants to make it as efficient as possible because they're freaking slow and inefficient. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Which I don't know if you're trying to say that Pella that you have been approved for asylum. If so, congratulations to you. And there's a policy that came out about 2 weeks ago, I believe, that said that USC has clarified that you can go ahead and file your 485 application, even if like you just got approved for asylum yesterday, basically. Now the rule is that you cannot be approved or have a decision made on your case until you have 1 year after approved asylum status, asylee status, which is fine because I think they recognize that generally like the default before a couple weeks ago, everyone thought you had to file it after the 1 year, but these applications 485 based on asylee status are taking like 36 months, 3 years after that to be processed. Like it shouldn't take that freaking long. It's ridiculous. Smash the hearts and the like button if you agree with what I'm saying, because so USCIS, specifically the Biden administration, are changing or at least clarifying some things that can help folks like you. Okay. He understands, or at least his administration understands, that it's pretty slim to none in terms of immigration reform as a whole with Congress. So that's why, with prosecutorial discretion, just really a topic of the top of the hour. That's one major thing he's done, or been more specific about. Open up the opportunity, and then all these different memos that came out. Excuse me, with USCIS. Okay, folks, I'm starting to lose my voice. All right, so hopefully, Pella, that helps. Again, folks, if you got any kind of value from this, if you don't mind, it motivates me and my team if you just take a couple seconds, 30 seconds to write a positive review. Or even if you have a negative experience with us, please write it on reviewtinglaw.com. We greatly appreciate it. JM, I do not have an appointment available today. My family would kill me if I did. So that's why I'm just hopping on right now real quick. But yeah, please go to our website, JM. Go to greencardguys.com and go on there, and you can answer a couple questions. Our cares team would help you. But I think how currently it's set up, you can schedule an appointment right on there. Again, if you do want to speak with me directly, which I'm honored, thank you. But my team told me I do have to charge money. I believe it's $199 for 30 minutes. So otherwise, if I had all the appointments, I probably wouldn't be alive right now. Or at least my voice would be zapped. Wes, Charles, what's going on, sir? I remember your name. You popped in before. Welcome back. Immigration judge terminated your case. Congratulations. What do you do next? So assuming, I don't remember the complete conversation before, but I remember you had a court case, West Charles. So now, assuming you're eligible for 485, if let's say you have a spouse, you can file that now. Okay. I'm assuming your case was dismissed also because you had a approved petition, or at least a pending petition. So even if you have a petition pending, you can still go ahead and file the 485. You don't have to wait until it's approved. But when you file your 485, of course, use the opportunity to provide more evidence, provide the medical exam. We're going to have a separate video to share with y'all. It's going to be fine-tuned. It probably won't be maybe a live, but maybe like a 5-minute video to give you tips on how to have the best chances of success of residency, let's say based on marriage, without to have your interview waived. Okay, so stay tuned. I should be able to do that this week. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Wes, so Wes, if you're in a situation where you have a petition that's still pending, provide a copy of the receipt notice. Okay, and write a letter to USCIS stating what happened. Okay, just the basics. All right, so hopefully that helps. You're welcome, Pella. You're welcome, Wes. Happy to help. If you got some value from our show today or any time in the past, please go to reviewtinglaw.com. I greatly appreciate it. All right, and please share a video with a friend or colleague if we can. Happy to answer any questions in the future. All right, folks. In the meantime, I gotta get going to my family. It's technically a holiday, apparently. I gave my team the day off, so I hope I'm a good boss. Folks, until next time, please stay safe and talk to you tomorrow.